Welcome to Gaming Morning Show, your favorite morning radio show that plays games. We're like an FM morning radio show, and since it's a weekday, we're on your favorite platform, just like we've been Monday through Friday since 2020. And of course on our website, GamingMorningshow.tv. So whether you're able to join us in the chat, or are lurking or listening, we're happy you're here. Who knows what today will bring? Maybe there will be amazing food inventions.
One hand for the taco says, one hand right below the taco ready to catch.
Eat the crunchy taco, catch it, soft taco second.
That is brilliant.
I mean, we do like a good food topic. Put it on a pancake. Or maybe we'll celebrate someone's birthday.
Today, actor Peter Sarsgaard turns 52.
He's the pirate now.
Or meet a star of stage and screen.
Says I, gaming, doc gaming, sports doc gaming. Oh shoot, I have too many names.
Is that Keonstopher Reevkin? Or maybe I'll get to leave this box. I'm pretty okay in here. Okay, let's not get too ridiculous. I'm never getting out of here. But that's okay, because I'm here with you. Every weekday morning at 6 a.m. Pacific. And whatever the heck time it is in the UK. Your search is over.
Beep, beep, longer beep.
You found Gaming Morning Show, and we're getting started right now.
Morning, gamer. Welcome to this Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being here. So excited to see you. It is the, not penultimate show. That would have been yesterday. It's the final show of the week. I am Hefty Goof. It's great to see you on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningshow.tv. It's going to be a fun, 2 hours for you this morning. Unfortunately, our friend, our colleague, our Sean, is not available. I was about to say is no longer with us, and I realized that that's the exact wrong way to say that, because Sean is here. Tadachi is here. Isn't that the thing from Big Hero 6? Tadachi is here. No, Sean is very much with us. Sean's just sick, so he's not going to be here today. So you're just going to get me. We're going to go up until 8 a.m. Pacific time, so no final hour crew. But if you are a person who likes Discord and wants to hang out, maybe some Hefty plays Apex in Discord a little bit later today. So yeah, that could be kind of fun. Good morning to it's Copia. It's great to see you. Thank you for being first this morning and opening up the show at 6 past 6 o'clock.
First!
Yeah, Sean's just not feeling. You could kind of tell yesterday when we were doing the show, just a lot of extra sniffs and sniffles and coughs and congestion. His voice just didn't sound like him. So, and it started to happen a couple of days prior, because we were saying on Monday's show, everything was fine. We took Tuesday off because we were up in Seattle, and then on Wednesday, kind of started to notice that his voice was a little shot, and we're like, well, you must have cheered louder than we thought. And he's like, yeah, I know. It just started to kind of beat me up, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh.
Please pay your hosts with plenty of voice flattery.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, down for the count, out under the weather, but we're gonna go. We're gonna be here. It's Friday, April 28th, 2023. Thank you so much for being here on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningshow.tv. It's a pleasure. Hugs to Shawnee Poo from Copia. I'm sure Sean will appreciate that, certainly. I do have something to tell you about coming up on Monday's edition of the show. Also, we'll get to a story of more than 150 beverages were delivered to a woman's home without explanation. That's a story that we have coming up when we check in with you at this hour. Today is National Arbor Day, Biological Clock Day, Clean Comedy Day. It's our day. We're a PG-13 show, and today is Clean Comedy Day. What luck? Who knew? Today is also Donate Life, Blue and Green Day, Global Pay It Forward Day, Great Poetry Reading Day, and Kiss Your Mate Day. Mwah, smooches. So that's all happening today. We'll give you our question of the day, which has to do with superheroes. Today is National Superhero Day. So we're asking you, who is in fact your favorite superhero? We are curious of that. This one's going to be hard for me to answer, right? Because when you think about it, I'm not the person who you usually go to when it comes to superheroes. And so I don't know if this is the right one for me to answer. Who is my favorite superhero? That's a very good question. I mean, of all the like superhero movies I've watched, Batman comes to mind. Yeah, I like the Batman movies. I like the DC universe quite a bit, especially contrasting that to the Marvel universe. But that's not really fair because I haven't watched that many Marvel movies. I'm gonna go with Batman. And is Batman still like considered a superhero? That's another great question, right? Or is Batman just like some billionaire who really likes to go out and try to like solve crime? Are those things the same? Probably the same. There's a joke from Copia. Again, it's a clean comedy day. Why did Adele cross the road to say hello from the other side? Nice work, Copia. I saw like an Instagram reel the other day where like Adele surprised somebody who was out there to get a marriage proposal, and the person that was like led out to the center of the like concert venue, and this could have happened years ago. This is just a clip that I happened to see, and then the person who was proposing did so, but they were just out in the middle of this concert venue, and I don't think they knew that they were at a concert. I don't know how they did this. Again, this is a reel. This is a thing that's like 15 seconds long, and I have no clue what the context is. And nonetheless, it caught my attention because I'm like, wouldn't this person have noticed Adele? Like, where did Adele go? Or was this person expecting to go to a concert? It was very confusing. So anyway, that's a complete sidebar from the joke that Copia just shared with you. So, all right, we got everything sent out. All the I's are crossed and, you know, T's are dotted, or however that works. I'm thinking about my favorite superhero. It's a toughie. I think I'd have to say Batman too. First hero I ever really knew about growing up, playing the game, the Sega Mega Drive with my dad. He used to take me to see the Batman movies. I am Batman. That sounds like Batman lost his voice. That's not a very good Batman impression, is it? I am Batman. Don't really like it. Good morning and nice chat to I am JF Downs. It's a pleasure to see you today.
A warm welcome to official GMS cartographer and diagramographer, I am JF Downs.
Let's get our official shout out to I am JF Downs, who will be on the air likely around noon Pacific time today. If you're a Patreon subscriber like Downs is, we're also going to have a show well after the show today around 1 p.m. Pacific time. It's our exclusive subscriber show for those who are Patreon subs. I acknowledge, Downs, that you are not only a Patreon subscriber, but also on the air at that time, so probably be the last one that we do around that time, but here we are. We decided to do something like that coming up around 1 p.m. Pacific time. Today, I hope you have a great show nonetheless, and hopefully I'll be able to stop by as well. I have a new, not topper, but antenna that I'm excited to show you. I'm going to put it on my orange car, so let me make that adjustment right now. Yeah, Batman's a pretty good superhero. And like, Spider-Man, I'm surprised to this day, even not being like familiar with superheroes, how many people love Spider-Man. Because and the Tobey Maguire thing definitely didn't help, because I didn't like the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, and I also had a really tough day when I went to go see Spider-Man, and so I'm sure like subconsciously, you know, if like I was to sit down with my therapist and like really dive into it, I'd be like, oh no, this all makes sense now. Yeah. So nonetheless, here we are. So it's what I'm trying to say, it's not Tobey Maguire's fault. It's probably Hefty's. So good morning to Look, it's Maiko. It's good to see you. Favorite superheroes? Ooh, Wolverine. Favorite anti-superhero? Punisher. Or anti-hero. That's actually a very good idea. So you're going to the X-Men universe. That is one area where I did spend a good amount of time. The X-Men universe, watching the cartoon growing up. Yeah, that's a good call. So I might have to. I Copia, you and I were aligned on Batman, I might have to shift and say Storm. I absolutely love Storm. Like, Storm was like, Storm could do everything. And as far as I kind of understood it from the Halle Berry, like, depiction of X-Men, like, Storm was kind of like a number 2 in charge, too. It was like Professor X, and then, like, Storm kind of held some stuff down. I mean, Jean Grey, I guess. But, man, Storm, that's a good answer. I might have to change my mind. Look at Michael. Wolverine has always been my fave, and I hope the MCU does the X-Men the justice they deserve instead of that garbage that Fox did. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm not surprised. Maybe I am. I understand how you could watch those X-Men movies that were Fox produced and be like, this is not right. They could do better. So, because none of them were like outstanding. I enjoyed the first X-Men movie. I had a good time with it. But I could see why people are like, nah, this could be significantly better. So, but here we are. My favorite hero is Look, It's Michael. He's not the hero we need. He's the hero we deserve. Is that the right way to say it? All right, Sean's out sick today. We'll be on up until 8 a.m. Pacific time today. And we'll go ahead and say hi to you on Monday as well for a full 3 hours. We have the Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News done poorly coming up in just a little bit as well. Mike says they were entertaining from an entertainment standpoint, but didn't have do the comics justice. Okay, yeah, no, I could see that because I have never read an X-Men comic, so I am not the right person for that particular aspect of it. So let me ask you this. Look, it's Mike-O and others who might be more comic book oriented. That's one of the things when we have the But Why Though folks on the show that I find so entertaining is because there's such a love for for comic books from the folks at But Why Though. CJ was the last one that we had on, and I love it. That's one of my favorite things is the curiosity of trying to see like why people are into the things that they're into. Oh, I got probably an echo going on. Get rid of that. And so moving from that to this question, do most comic books do a good job being adapted to the screen from like their comic book source material? Like, for example, the video game that's going to be coming out from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe, The Last Ronin, where Mikey's the well, I think it's Mikey. I can't remember if this is something I would have to read the comic book for, but maybe it's unclear which is the last Ninja Turtle. But do they do a good job typically of like staying true to their source material? No, because you can do that thing with that stuff and it's super cool. What's your superpower? Look, it's Michael. Oh, it's doing the stuff with the thing and it's super cool. Perfect. I spent so much time reading comics as a kid. Speaking of trading cards, I used to have hundreds of Marvel trading cards. I didn't know they made Marvel trading cards. So that was not just like a Pokemon phenomenon. Boom, boom, ba-doo-doo. Phenomenon. Boop, boop, boop. Phenomenon. I didn't know that. I always thought that, like, even like the Marvel Snap moment in time. So that's kind of a premise that's a little bit more not current. I was going to say the CLASSIC word, but I know Kopi's here. I don't want to get in trouble. That's not as much of a classic thing as we thought. That's intriguing. Do you still have your Marvel cards? I know you said you sold your baseball cards. The MCU does a decent job of adapting, but they definitely take a fair amount of liberties with it. So if I was a comic book purist, I'd probably say no. I used to walk 2 miles to the little corner store in Paterson, New Jersey. Every other Saturday to get 3 packs of cards. That's impressive. I love memories. Like the corner of my mind. Do you still have your Marvel cards? Yeah, so you might have heard me before on the show talk about that I did really enjoy Thundercats. And I did have a Thundercats comic book. And I read it, but I didn't ever get the same amount of excitement from those as I did from other, sources like cartoons and such. And I to this day don't have the world's biggest passion for reading. I appreciate literacy because, being able to talk into a microphone and do that professionally with radio is, something that kind of has some roots in literacy. You don't have to be, perfect to be in those situations. But, like, my ability to, like, deal with words fine and such, definitely is useful. So I've always enjoyed things that have to do with literacy to the point where, like, even have done fundraisers for, like, book banks and such. And I love them. It's super fun. But that said, like, I've never gotten, like, lost in a good book. And so I don't know if that influenced the comic book side of me as well. That could be. It's possible. They were unfortunately part of the purge of my parents' belongings when they were evicted. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Look, it's Michael. That, eviction is a trauma creator. And that stuff sticks with you. So I'm sorry that had an effect on you. Look, it's Michael. I like reading videos. Well, listen, we're in a moment in time where reading videos is probably more popular than it's ever been. I mean, there's an excessive amount of research that shows how many people watch videos without the sound on. Like, that is very much the thing. So, yeah, you're kind of in that moment right now. My favorite superhero was Wolverine, but I love the iconography of Superman. So, for those who may be less versed in comic books or superheroes, Downs, what is iconography? Good morning to Keith Anthony. It's great to see you. Thank you for stopping by this morning. Nice chat to you.
Nice chat.
So Roland Soul, yes. Sean, you could tell Sean was starting to feel a little under the weather. Yesterday's show for sure. I actually thought it was the start of Sean has pretty significant allergies in the springtime, so I kind of thought it was the start of that. And it turns out that it was Sean's illness starting to get a little worse, which, you can start to hear his voice go downhill on Wednesday's show. I want to do audiobooks, but getting started is somewhat daunting. The visual image and symbols used in the work of the art, or the study or interpretation of these. Superman is essentially Jesus. Interesting. Yeah, I guess, saves his only son. Becomes a savior of men. Okay, I can see that. Brandy might be a good alternative to what I mean. To be honest, I'm a sucker for Thor. Let's be honest, whose man crush isn't Chris Hemsworth? Hear that? Look at Smyko. You take that to Digital Doc Games and stuff it in his superhero pipe. Digital Doc Games once on Look at Smyko's GMS show, GMS After Dark, said that Thor was the most overrated. It was the worst Marvel movie of all time. Legendary episode of GMS After Dark. Good morning. It is 6:27 West Coast time. It's 9:27 out east. It's 2:27 for those watching GMS in the UK. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, Sean's out today.
Sicky. A sick day. In the UK.
But I will hold the fort down. It's time for the news of video game headlines you need to know. There's a shout out to Digital Doc Games. There's a new episode of Game Changers out, which is a fantastic concept that Look at Doc Gaming Digital.games came up with, where he plays games with folks while interviewing them. So it's kind of like a little riff on Hot Ones, where you're doing something else, but you're doing this as well. So, all right, let's take a look at the news, the video game headlines you need to know. It is time for that. We'll do that now on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. All right, it's time for the Gaming Morning Show morning gaming news. I'm Sports.Gaming. Doesn't it sound like Sean? No? Do my best. All right, let's see. Here's one. This is from Kotaku. Zach Zwiesen tells the story of Luke Skywalker himself hyping up Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Mark Hamill. Not Luke Skywalker, that's a fictional character. Luke Skywalker's original actor, Mark Hamill, is sad he never got 2 lightsabers when he was playing a Jedi, writes Zach Zwiesen. Again, this is coming out on April 28th, so it's coming out today. The story must have been written yesterday. Highly anticipated sequel to a Jedi... I can't remember the originals. Not Jedi... A Fallen Order, there we go. Survivor is a third-person action adventure starring Cal Kestis, Jedi who survived the Purge during the Clone Wars and is now on the run from the Empire alongside a ragtag group of friends, including a Night Sister and a former Jedi Master. But yeah, Mark Hamill was in a trailer that was released April 27th. He's actually playing next to the Jedi Survivor lead actor, whose name I can't remember. His last name is Monahan. I don't know why I can't find his first name in the copy. Anyway, he shows him the proper way to do a mind trick, motivates him on how to deal with a Wampa while upside down, reminds him that a lightsaber ain't a baseball bat. It's a horrible, horrible relay of the story. Just go with it. Just go with it. There you go. That's our first news story of the day. Mark Hamill is ungrateful, says Look It's Mike. All right, how about another one? There's a Hunger Games prequel? It's not what I was going to tell you about, but that's pretty cool. There's a new Transformers movie? Wow, this is why Sean does the news. Yeah. I don't know if I have any video game news to give you from the other news source I usually go to. Oh, here you go. Street Fighter movie is likely getting a surprising but great pair of directors, the headline from Austin Goslin of Polygon. This one is video game related. There's directors for the new Street Fighter movie. They've been announced. According to Hollywood Reporter, the upcoming video game adaptation will be helmed by Michael and Danny Philippou, the duo behind one of this year's best horror movies, Talk to Me. It seems like they might not be the obvious choice, writes Austin, but these two make the perfect pairing for a Street Fighter movie. They're twin brothers from Australia. They've done a lot of different comedy and horror short films, and including Michael, who has a little bit of fighting experience. He's competed on an undercard during the Logan Paul KSI pay-per-view event. Most importantly, though, the Talk to Me movie could be their best case for the Street Fighter movie. The film, which premiered at Sundance earlier this year, is a kinetically shot and exciting horror movie that also features bursts of high, intense, extraordinary, cool action. So this is this person's reason for that, is because they've done some pretty cool action in Talk to Me with their horror film.
Horror film.
So there you go. There's a Street Fighter movie coming out. Third piece of news. We're crushing it this morning. Oh, here we go. This one was first reported to me by the Element of One. Give Elle a shout. There you go. Element of 1. Put in our Discord that their poster is out for the Twisted Metal Peacock series, which premieres in July. I'm very excited about this. I don't have any opinion on Anthony Mackie, who's playing the lead role. He's going to be the protagonist, John Doe. I just am excited that they're taking Twisted Metal and making it something beyond just a video game, because Twisted Metal seems like it would have a good storyline. Now, I did do this. I went through and tried to find out who's playing Calypso. Calypso is the person that kind of is the ringleader for all of this stuff. You know, the whole Twisted Metal premise where people are getting together and, you know, building out cars with weapons and exploding one another. No one's been labeled as the actor for Calypso. Nev Campbell's going to be in this thing. You have Thomas Hayden Church, Stephanie Beatrice, who I know best from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Even Will Arnett is going to be this thing. Will Arnett's going to be the voice for Sweet Tooth. Samoa Joe is going to be the actual, body actor. So, anyway, it's premiering July 27th. 10 half-hour-long episodes. It could be absolute garbage. But damn it, we finally get some sort of Twisted Metal thing beyond just the video games. And why haven't we had a Twisted Metal, reboot, video games-wise? You know how cool Twisted Metal might be on, PlayStation 5? There you go. Courtesy of IGN, the story that I'm reading comes to you courtesy of Marcus Stewart of GamingMorni. So there you go. Out today. That's what we usually do after this. What is out today, you ask? Well, I click on this button, and it will tell me. It's very handy, the way this works. Assuming that it's up to date. It may not be. It is. Good news. Today is Friday, April 28th. We mentioned that Star Wars Jedi Survivor is out today, so that's exciting. What else is out today? Chernobyl Origins out today for Switch. Dig Deep, Switch, Xbox, out today. Fran Bow out for Xbox. Gematombi out for Xbox. Magic Pen Tracing Book out for Switch. Nuclear Blaze out for Switch and Xbox. R-Type Final 3 Evolved is out for PlayStation. Skinny and Franco Fists of Violence is out for Xbox. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I mentioned that one. Super Alloy Ranger is out today for Switch. Sweet Bakery Tycoon is out for the Xboxes. And Varney Lake is also out today for Switch and Xbox. So there you go. There's some of the games that are out today on this edition of the Gaming Morning Show. Morning Gaming News. All right, we did it. Best random news I could possibly give you. It is now 6:36 on this morning radio show that plays games. Look, it's my go. Stephen Capel is directing the Transformers movie. He directed some of the animated shows and also created Creed 2. Apparently, it's a soft reboot of the series, which is cool. Gives more to the animated series, which sounds awesome. Lucas Mike says something. Is this going to be a TV show? If you're talking about Twisted Metal, that's going to be a TV show on Peacock. If it's the Transformers movie, I have no clue. But Copian said, I tweet about the Transformers movie. Biggest question is, why? Mark Hamill, talented kid, got a bright future ahead, said Copia. Sequel trilogy interviews were definitely entertaining. Yeah, that's true.
What trilogy is complete without a fourth movie?
Yeah, listen, I like the original Transformers movie just fine, but there was too many of them after that. I couldn't keep up. I don't think it's Transformers' fault necessarily. Maybe you all watched all the movies and you can tell me that it was Transformers' fault. There's too many Transformers movies. I couldn't keep up with them. I wonder if that has something to do with my Marvel, it's not deterrent, but the reason I don't watch all the Marvel movies, maybe there's just too many of them. And since I'm not a huge movie goer, maybe that's overwhelming for me. This is the 7th movie, says Look, it's Michael. That's a lot of Transformers movies. But I did like Transformers back in the day. And I think I had a Transformers comic book, too, speaking of comic books. But, again, I didn't have a lot of them. And I didn't look forward to getting the comic books in the mail or, at the store, or whatever the case may be. So, all right. You enjoyed the first one. I did too, but also the first one got extra bonus points for me because that was around the time that I was excited for the new Camaro to come out. My intention is still to own one of the new Camaros at some point. Still want one, very much so. So that could, I mean, that got bonus points automatically because, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the first one, a Bumblebee goes from being a
Spoiler tease!
Volkswagen Beetle to a brand new Chevrolet Camaro, and that was awesome. It was also total product placement, which, you know, that could sometimes make people be like, I'll pass. All right, 6:38. It's time to tell you the story that we're tracking.
You can news if you wanna!
At this hour on this morning radio show that plays games. This story has to do with unexpected beverage deliveries, which I find kind of amusing. This comes to you courtesy of Ben Hooper of UPI. Please do me a favor. Check out the Odd News Minute. It's new from UPI. You have Ben Hooper hosting the daily roundup of hilarious and awe-inspiring stories, new world records, and more. Best news you'll hear all day, UPI. You can find the release at that link and get to the podcast wherever podcasts are sold. All right, let's go with this story. This comes to you courtesy of Ben Hooper. A whole bunch of beverages showed up at a woman's home without any explanation. Interesting. It turns out that a Sydney, Australia woman was trying to solve this mystery. Hundreds of dollars worth of drinks, including Gatorade, Powerade, Coke, and Fanta, kept showing up at her home. The woman's name is Laura Rafferty, and on a TikTok video, said that the bottles started arriving via DoorDash on April 22nd. Deliveries continued for several days, totaling more than 150 bottles. Rafferty said she contacted DoorDash and was told that she could just keep them, but the identity of the person who ordered the drinks remained a mystery. Said the phone number used to place the orders had been disconnected. Such a bizarre thing, quote, and I'm still trying to get answers, Rafferty told the 9 News team. She said that she ended up donating several of the beverages to the North Bondi Surf Life Saving Club. Anyone know where these bottles are coming from? That is a weird story. Because you'd think, like, maybe, okay, if this person was getting, like, I don't know, 10 bottles, which seems like even a lot in terms of just having, like, drinks delivered, it could be because the person had, like, the wrong address or something along those lines, but this just very much seems intentional. Do you have any other reason to think that it wasn't intentional? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and send a whole bunch of bottles to someone's house randomly. It's 150 bottles. I'm trying to think, like, if you had a 6-pack delivered from DoorDash, that's gotta cost you, like, I can't even start doing the math. Like, that's gotta be like a 20, let's try to even be conservative. That could be a $15 delivery. You do that many times, man, you're gonna go broke. I mean, that's a lot of money for a prank, but I guess sometimes people have a lot of money for pranks. Could happen. Yeah, $30 with tax and such. That's what I was thinking. Look, it's my go. That's just a lot of money. Good prank, though. I mean, listen, woman's clearly stunned. Has no idea where all these came from. So it's kind of funny in that regard. And, you know, maybe that day Rafferty was really craving like a Coca-Cola or something. So, like, fortuitous in that respect. Man, I could, you know, like, I think those were like a lot of the beer commercials back in the day where it was like, man, I could really use something to relieve the heat that's out there. Oh, it's so sweltering. And then all of a sudden, like, someone opens up a can of Coors Light and the whole place becomes a party. That'd be kind of fun. Good shot from midfield. We're up 2-0. Much better start to this game. But yeah, I remember our discussion chat about Twisted Metal kind of started because of this little guy I got on my car. Because a skull with the little flaming hair reminded me of Sweet Tooth. So we did talk about Twisted Metal on this show you know, fairly organically. We're just like, oh, you know, would you watch a show about Twisted Metal? And then as someone did some deeper diving, we found out that there was going to be a Peacock or a TV series. I don't know if we knew it was on Peacock. And then here we are, having a poster. Also, it's great to know that we're only like 3 months away from that. Which I guess that's even shorter than I would have imagined. Meaning, like, you get a poster tease, and then you know that it's going to be out, you know, in July. What is a typical, like, Last of Us? When did we find out that The Last of Us was going to be a TV series, and then, like, boom, it was on television? I feel like that was an even shorter amount of time than I would have imagined. Good morning to Element of One. We were just talking about you. The reason we were talking about you was... Oh, yeah, because you put the Twisted Metal thing as breaking news in the Discord. So, good morning to Element of One. Likely on later on today. Usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. That someone was me. K-Laugh was on vacation. Oh, you talked about this in, like, 2019? You were ready for it. We weren't even a show then. Yeah, Twisted Metal could be a pretty good story. Oh, The Last of Us. Okay, I was gonna say Element. 2019. I can't believe Last of Us. It took that long then. That's what I would have expected this to be. But it's also TV. Sometimes, well, but so is HBO. So, I don't know. I clearly have no idea how long TV takes to make and release and tease and all that stuff. It was announced March 2020. Oh, by the way, answer the day to the superhero question. Spider-Man. Okay, Element, you're going to have to help me out with this one. So, like, I get Superman. Downs was talking about the, like, backstory of Superman and why that's so exciting. Wolverine was Lucas Maiko's example. But Spider-Man is just like this kid who happened to get bit by a spider in the simplest of terms. That does not do Peter Parker, like, any semblance of, you know, what is probably due to Peter Parker. But, like, kind of a superhero just by circumstance. I mean, Batman just kind of decided to, like, use all of his wealth and, you know, fight crime. So that one's a little bit different, I guess. I don't know. I don't get Peter Parker. But, like, Spider-Man is a beloved superhero. Like, my dislike for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is very much like, I'm in the minority of people. Like, people were fine, enjoyed those Spider-Man movies. But I don't read the comic books. So, that's kind of what Lucas Maiko talked about with Wolverine, was absolutely loved the X-Men comic books back in the day. Peter Parker's just a regular guy, says Lucas Maiko. That's his draw. Okay. Is that one of those things people like it because, like, they can kind of see themselves in the character? Oh, what? Hey, help me out with Miles Morales, then. What was Miles Morales' backstory? Was Miles also bitten by a spider? Or did, like, Miles... Yeah, I should just ask. What is the backstory there? Peter was a teenager when he was bitten. 15, actually. Spider 2 is great. 3 just ruined it. Man, Spider-Man 3 2 was the... 3 also was... the one that, like, the PlayStation 3 was attached to. Like, the PlayStation 3's market, I swear they had, like, from the rip, they had the Spider-Man PlayStation 3s out. It was from the very beginning. I wonder if did you get the DVD of Spider-Man when you got the PlayStation 3? Maybe that was a thing, or the Blu-ray. Maybe it was the Blu-ray of Spider-Man. That could have been too. Good morning and nice chat to both Kalaf and Austin Attack 12. It's great to see you both.
Nice chat.
Andrew Garfield, best Spider-Man, she says, as having only seen those. Man, I saw an Andrew Garfield interview on Instagram Reels. And Instagram Reels will certainly lend itself to quotes pretty well, because you're watching things in like 10-second snippets and then they repeat automatically. So, and unless you could put music, it's all video editing like 101. But Andrew Garfield was talking about like losing, I think, his grandmother or something like that, and talked about how like the grief was an expression of how much love was unexpressed or something like that. Like there was so much love for that person that there was so much more unexpressed love or something along those lines. And I'll try to find it on Instagram during the break and share it with you. I think I saved it. But yeah, that was a really cool like moment of reality from a celebrity. So I appreciated that. Element says the one thing that people related to it as Peter was always choosing to do the right thing, even if it put his personal life at the worst. Miles Morales was also bitten by a spider. Lucas Michael says, I was bit by a spider once. All I got from it was really, really sick. Have you had a really bad spider bite? I've been fortunate. Like I've had like most of the spider bites that I've had was like, you know, where you're like scratching at your arm, all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's a bump there. And it's not just like anything else but a bug. You're like, oh, this has to be a bug bite. I've met Andrew Garfield and he's a gem, says Look It's Myko. Austin Attack 12 said, did you kiss him? Look It's Myko said, oh yeah. So much tongue. Today is Kiss Your Mate Day, so there you go. When I lived in Missouri, a spider bit my ankle and I had a fever and stuff for like 3 days. That sounds awful. Yeah. What kind of spider was it? Jeez. Here's Kalaf coming through with what's your favorite superhero? It's 6:50 West Coast time. It's 9:50 out east, and it is 2:50 for those watching GMS in the afternoon.
Sicky. A sick day. In the UK.
Sean is out today sick. If you want to put in Discord some get wells, Sean, I bet Sean would appreciate that. Started feeling kind of under the weather on Wednesday, but definitely took a turn for the worse yesterday. But said a Swamp Thing, Kalaf did. Swamp Thing? Interesting. Let's take a look at Swamp Thing. The Swamp Thing is a superhero in American comic books published by DC Comics. A humanoid plant elemental creature created by writers Len Wein and artist Bernie Wrightson. The Swamp Thing has had several humanoid or monster incarnations in various different storylines. The character first appeared in House of Secrets, number 92 in July 1971. A standalone horror story set in the early 20th century. The character then returned in a solo series set in the contemporary world and in the general DC continuity. The character is a swamp monster that resembles an anthropomorphic mound of vegetable matter and fights to protect his swamp home, the environment in general, and humanity from various supernatural or terrorist threats. Okay. I actually, I thought the Swamp Thing was like a kind of like a werewolf. Like it was supposed to be a scary thing, not like a scary but helpful thing. So I've learned something today. I appreciate that. Good morning to Drew Mega. Nice chat to you. What's up, folks? Says Drew Mega. Favorite superhero?
Nice chat.
Is Wolverine. There you go. Drew Mega and Look It's Myko in sync. Myko says, interesting. There's a new Swamp Thing movie that's going to be coming out that looks awesome. Really? Look at this, y'all. I knew when we had a superhero topic that I was going to get a lot of education. So I like how open Swamp Thing is to interpretation, says Kalaf. Some more swamp than thing. Some more thing than swamp. Always swamp thangin' around to save the environment. I really hope that that's some sort of tagline. Element says you must be excited for its movie. Also says, I love superheroes. And it also says, wait, isn't he a bad guy? My favorite superhero is Deadpool, or whoever Harry Styles is, probably. Deadpool is a superhero as far as I know, right? Right. Not like a bad guy or an antagonist. My favorite superheroes are the Powerpuff Girls. That is a fantastic answer, Austin Attack 12. All right, we'll get back to some more of your comments in a moment. Right now, it's time for birthdays this day in gaming history. If you have a birthday to celebrate, please let us know, because we would like to celebrate with you. We do have some celebrity birthdays to tell you about today. We'll start this list with celebrity birthday number 1, and that is comedian Jay Leno, who turns 73. Jay Leno is also known for having a buttload of cars. In fact, I think Jay recently was injured in a car fire, if I remember right. Because you had the guy who plays Hawkeye almost die because of a vehicle accident. It was like a backhoe or something like that. Some sort of like bigger machinery. No, snowplow. Wasn't it big like snowplow? Jeremy Renner is who I'm thinking of. And then Jay Leno, like before that happened, had some burns because of a fire in one of his garages. Yeah. Thank you for the shout out to Deadpool, Austin Attack 12. The middle name, this is the fun fact for Jay Leno, is Douglas. J. Douglas Leno is 73 today. Meanwhile, actress Penelope Cruz turns 49 today. Penelope's married or was married to Javier Bardem in 2010. Let's play, is Penelope Cruz still married to Javier Bardem? The answer, according to Wikipedia, is yes. There you go. Apparently, sister is Monica Cruz. And Monica Cruz has been in different movies. There you go. Penelope Cruz, 49. Jessica Alba turns 36. Jessica Alba, superhero. Huh? Fantastic Four. And Lucas Michael was talking about X-Men earlier and how Fox did them poorly. But you can't argue how great the Fantastic Four was. Right? Right? Chris Evans is Human Torch. Okay, that's I didn't even really like it. That might mean absolutely nothing. Jessica Alba turns 36 today. Appeared in the music video for Taylor Swift's song Bad Blood. Oh yeah, wasn't Bad Blood a music video with a whole bunch of celebrities in it? I think wasn't like Selena Gomez like the antagonist of that video? I don't remember clearly. All right, so there's some of your celebrity birthdays. Let's see. Do we have any drummer birthdays? No drummer birthdays today. But we can tell you that we have several other celebrity birthdays. Actor, singer, Anne Margaret is 82. Singer, bassist Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth is 70. And rapper Too Short is 57 today. Actor Chris Young is 52. Rapper Big Gip of Goody Mob is 51. Actor Jorge Garcia from Hawaii Five-0 and Lost is 50. TV personalities Drew and Jonathan Scott, the Property Brothers, are 45 today. And actor Alicia Allen of School of Rock and Are We There Yet is 32. I wanted to watch School of Rock with Hefty Daughter. I have not had a chance to do that. Hopefully soon. Like, there's some songs from that movie that I really, really liked, especially that last one. Some historical birthdays today. Actually, I don't really see any on here that I want to share necessarily. Oscar Schindler, subject of Schindler's List, is on here. John Daly is not a historical birthday. John Daly is alive, and the golfer turns 57 today. So there we go. All right, where are we at? We were watching School of Rock on Monday, or Spirited Away. That's what Austin Tag 12 just said. I just saw Spirited Away live on stage. What is Spirited Away? Spirited Away. Oh, you mean Spirited Away, the animated fantasy film written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki. That one? They do it. Element's going to work. Everyone say goodbye to Element. Great movie for your kids to watch, right? Thank you. Yeah, I like School of Rock a lot. Jack Black. Dr. Doom better be the new big bad, since Kang is awful. Dr. Doom's pretty okay too, says K-Laugh. K-Laugh. The Bad Blood video just had a bunch of super hot model friends in it. The Jessica Alba count? Don't you dare talk about Fantastic Four. It was the worst movie ever. Which one was it? You said Jessica Alba's 42? This copy says 36. I don't know. I don't make the rules, man. Just reading what's in front of me. I'm Ron Burgundy. It's Daly's birthday. Talk about superheroes. What a guy, said K-Laugh. All right, let's give you this day in gaming history. We're going to start with the year 1982. Universal tells Nintendo of America and Coleco Industries to destroy all copies of Donkey Kong due to infringement of King Kong film. Man, I tell you what, the Donkey Kong King Kong saga could probably be a pretty good, like, I don't know if it could be a mini series, but you know how like they did the, would you call them an expose? I don't know. The thing where they looked at Fire Festival. And they had it was a documentary, but it was all like the craziness that ensued from how awful that whole ripoff was with the Fire Festival. They could make something like that with Donkey Kong and King Kong. Maybe they have. But that's one of my favorite things about doing the show is we've done this day in gaming history. And every year we go through and remember the things that have happened, you know, in years past on this date. And the Donkey Kong King Kong thing, like, makes perfect sense. There's, you know, monkey type characters. They both have Kong in their name, right? Like, people are gonna get all huffy about their IP. And Donkey Kong did, like, kidnap someone, and someone had to go rescue them. So I could see the correlation, right? Universal's like, listen, that was our thing. By the way, also, I remember, I've been to Universal Studios a long time. A long time. But the King Kong ride was pretty good. 1994, Naxat releases the Kazi Kuri Ninja action video game for PC Engine in Japan. In 1997, 3DO agrees to sell its hardware systems business to Samsung Electronics for $20 million. 2001, Sony released Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec video game. That was for PlayStation 2 in Japan. In 2017, Tarsier Studios releases Little Nightmares. Oh, Little Nightmares is 6 years old today. That was for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Little Nightmares did kind of spook me. But it wasn't overly scary. I remember watching Grim play that quite a bit. Shout out to Grim Toga. So Little Nightmares was fine. I could handle Little Nightmares. I wouldn't play it. Not a chance. That would freak me out. But Nintendo released Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That was for Switch in 2017. Wow. A couple of big anniversaries. I didn't realize Little Nightmares and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out at the same time. So there you go. All right, there you go. That's this day in gaming history. Those are your birthdays. Next hour, we'll give you a list of the day and sports. Good morning and nice chat. Thank you for bringing me breakfast tacos to King Gray.
Nice chat.
We're asking today about superheroes. National Superhero Day. Who's your favorite superhero? I'm going to go with Storm of X-Men. Even though I don't feel like I can do Storm justice because I'm not superhero, like, smart. But I do remember liking Storm a lot, especially in the X-Men video game. So I think that counts for something. Good morning and nice chat to Native Raven. We raided Raven yesterday.
Nice chat.
Raven is our follower-in-law, meaning that we met Raven through somebody who we follow through the GMS account. So good morning and nice chat to you. We're a morning radio show that plays games. Usually Sean is here, but he is out sick today.
Sicky. A sick day. In the UK.
That's Bob. Bob lives in a box in my garage and says things into a microphone.
Alexa, cancel.
He's pretty good at it, too. So thank you for welcoming us in yesterday. It was great to have you there saying hi to us while playing Apex Legends, which I actually am going to play later on today. We're only doing a 2-hour show today, so we'll be off at 8 a.m. Pacific time, whereas we usually go up till 9 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm going to hop in the Discord. I'm going to play an hour of Apex Legends. So maybe if you all want to join us, please let me know. Also tonight, His and Hers Live is going to have their bot league. So if you want to check that out, it is a pretty fun event because it takes people who are as qualified as I am to play in a tournament. You have to have a 6'9", nice, or lower KD, and have never reached anything past gold in ranked. And His and Hers Live is hosting this as part of their Apex Academy, and so they'll be on at around 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5 o'clock, and they'll be doing that. I believe it's one of their Twitch front page events today, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So if you want to check that out, yesterday they had an event. Earlier this week they had another one. So they're doing a variety of. There's Beer League. These are all open to everybody. Beer League is more of like your competitive, but not like uber competitive level. You have Boomer League, which is prioritized for people who are 35 or older, which is very interesting. And then they have another one, which is competitively, which is like your masters and preds. So they also have something called Random Royale, which is if you're a subscriber of theirs, you can just jump in. It's open lobbies, and then they have a cool like randomizer, basically, where you get paired up with other people. So a bot like me would probably get paired with like a master or a pred, and then there'd be someone in between, and then you switch teams every single game and you play 6. So anyway, all that to say, check it out. You can sign up for all these things in His and Hers Lives Discord. So there you go. Thanks again for the W raid yesterday. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you for being our follower-in-law. We'll come back with more Gaming Morning Show as we do Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. Statue of Abraham Lincoln there.
The Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, the Abraham Lincoln. And of course, Diane Wolfe Marlin, the current mayor of this city that, off the top of my head, is around 11.9 square miles.
Fun fact, her middle name is also
Diane Wolfe Philip Marlin. It's also notable for sharing the campus of the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign with its twin city of Champaign. Champaign, Illinois is a fun town name.
Yeah.
If you want to watch Severance on Apple TV Plus, you'll see actor Adam Scott, and he turns 50 today.
Nice. He appeared as a contestant on Celebrity Escape Room.
Coincidentally enough, that is the premise for Severance on Apple TV Plus. Contestant on Celebrity Escape Room.
Message, it says, on my screen it says, Hefty Goof is joining SharePlay. And then a second later it says, Hefty Goof can't join SharePlay. And then there's a middle finger emoji for some reason.
Yeah, and for some reason it's blaming me, like it's my fault I can't join.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I guess I gotta go
parentheses, there's a link to buy PlayStation 5.
I gotta go buy PlayStation 5. I just needed that for the expense report. Yeah. I needed that clip, so that was more for me, Chad, not for you.
So frustrating.
Oh yeah. Hi, Final Hour crew.
Hello to the Final Hour crew.
Also, this whole time, you have a soapbox. You could have been on the soapbox.
It's a platform. Yeah, only for flying and climbing. Everything else does not take stamina.
Let's make it dawn. Ah. Wow. Crab, are you here? Is that you, Crab?
Are you trying to slingshot a crab?
Yeah, isn't that how you crab?
I think you
Good
may
news.
have...
Either it doesn't work or I'm really bad. I can't tell you.
I don't think it works. Oh!
I got him.
Remember I told you it doesn't work?
I don't know if I had to hit him or I just had to run up to him, but I'm going to pretend like I had to hit him. And I'm going to carry him like this all the way there.
Also, Crab does not pinchy when captured. Oops, it's made that way difficult. Are you there?
Yeah.
I'll try not to fall off again. No wonder this game takes so long for us to play.
It happens.
That would be a show. Says it could be pretty rough. You know I believe in you whatever you do, lol. Wait, why lol?
I'll catch you. I'll catch you. Come
Catch
here, I'll catch you.
me!
I'll catch you. Got you.
Oh, look! A cabin! Let's see if they know the way to the top.
A cabin in the woods.
I don't see any woods. Whoa, you almost fell off. It'd be a
Did you
shame if
see
someone
me?
kind of
I was like,
behind you and
Magneto.
pushed you.
In advance, features French Pullman champagne bread made with Dom Perignon. The bread is covered in grass-fed white truffle butter before being filled with slices of a very complicated to say cheese. Cassiocavallo Podolico cheese. Probably.
Yeah, I think that's good.
It was toasted also with the edges grilled in a 23-karat edible gold. I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't want to do this story because I knew it was going to involve unnecessarily throwing gold on the sandwich. But
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
yeah. The sandwich is served with a side of South African lobster tomato bisque. Serendipity 3 also holds the Guinness World Record for most expensive French fries and the most expensive milkshake.
Yeah. But does it make all the boys come to the most expensive yard?
Inconclusive. I'll tell you a story of a $25,000 reward for recovery of a crashed meteorite. We're going to tell you that coming up next hour, but we're going to meet somebody new to the GMS menagerie coming up. I'm sorry, that's easily a clip of the day. My brain's broken. I need more coffee too. I drank my coffee very fast this morning.
That's Friday. You know what they say about Fridays? It's a fast coffee drinking kind of day.
Coffee Fast and Furious Day?
Yeah.
I like it.
Get your Dunkin' coffee.
Vin Diesel brew.
Get your coffee with family. What do you got there, Harry? Oh, an invisibility cloak. That's pretty cool. What do you got, Dom? I got family. That might be one of the best pieces of multimedia in the history of Earth.
C.
Let's guess from Unknown Story.
No.
A T from Quiet.
T. No.
So CT didn't work. How about Scan? Thank you, Grave, for sharing a birthday. Raise your voice. Music and song. Hefty Goof is kind of cracked.
Cracked.
Right now the screen says raise your ass.
Hi, I'm Bob from Gaming Morning Show. You know, the voice from the box. As the proud owner of an amazing voice, I, like many of you, am familiar with the amazing voice of our friend Austin Attack. Her very popular music is available as a points redemption on her stream at twitch.tv/AustinAttack12. However, it is Austin's sound effects that are the real hidden gem. So today, we are offering you the greatest sound effects ever created by Austin Attack. Previously, these individual sound effects were only available for easy in-home playback by searching hours of VODs. But now, thanks to GMS, you can listen to these one-of-a-kind sound effects with our special edition 16 CD, 35 cassette tape, 1 Laserdisc set. For the first time, you can own Austin saying, "Beach."
Beach.
Plus, who can forget Austin makes a car
What
noise?
sound do cars make? Vroom, vroom.
Or that time that Austin tried to make the noise a dodgeball makes.
And then like a ball, like, like.
No.
I was trying to make like a dodgeball sound.
And if you order now, we'll include the best of Grimm sound effects at no additional charge.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Grimm! Get the best of Austin Attack's special effects collection by sharing random cat pictures in our Discord. Please keep in mind this collection is fictitious, and you'll never actually receive anything, except our love. And isn't that better anyway? Order your collection. Austin Attack. Songs for the beach.
Beach.
By calling 555, put it on a pancake, or visit our website, GamingMorningshow.tv. Our fulfillment department is standing by, which means you'll probably never see anything. They're so fired. Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, list of the day and sports. Become a Patreon. Join our Discord. Go to gms.watch and click on where to find GMS. It's all coming up on Gaming Morning Show. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamer! Welcome back. Gaming Morning Show continues. Hey, it is Friday, April 28th, 2023. Welcome in, final hour crew.
Welcome in, final hour crew.
Unexpectedly, Sean is out sick today, not feeling very well. In fact, feeling really crappy.
Sicky, a sick day. In the UK.
So Sean's gone. I'm just going to be here for another hour. And I'm going to play Apex Legends for an hour in our Discord. If you'd like to join us, you can go to gamingmorningshow.tv/where to find GMS. Good morning. A nice chat to Drew Mega. We have Look It's Myco, Austin Attack 12, and now Businesses.
Nice chat.
It's great to see you. Big shout out to Look It's Myco, who is on the internet streaming on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Best place to find Mike is there, and you can get Mike's super talented in terms of artistry, and so has some of the best emotes that I use most often in the Twitch sphere. Also, a little bit of breaking news for old Hefty this morning. This just in from a good source, the source, Austin Attack 12. Apparently, there is a raising money to make a cover album endeavor. So watch Austin Attack 12 sometime around 2 or 3 or 4 p.m. Pacific time today, and you can check out Austin's stream. But apparently there's a raising of the monies for a cover album. The only thing you screwed up on, Austin, is you sang Massachusetts, which is the best damn song I've ever heard anyone sing in my life. I don't think I have any money to give you because I already spend my 10,000 channel points on Austin's show to do that. So, sorry, you get nothing from me except my admiration. So, but someone else should pay money. $69, and I will FedEx myself to Austin's house to perform bomb the album. By the way, if you're just joining us, there's a whole bunch of talent in the chat, including Copia, who has a new album, Volume 1, New Beginnings, available on Bandcamp there. Drew Mega said, if I pay $300, is Austin Attack 12 going to sing a song about Coke being the best soda ever? So, Drew Mega, here's what your plan is, okay? You pay the money, and Austin Attack will sing, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. And something about you and me. There you go. That's your new goal in life. Is to have Austin Attack 12 sing the Coca-Cola theme song. So. Cover Attack 12. That's a good name. I don't think Austin will go with Cover Attack 12, but if you could, that would be fantastic. Austin says yes! Austin literally means it. Anything that you want Austin to sing. Oof. Austin, now my brain's going. Could we get you $250? You can sing Fly, Eagles, Fly. The Philadelphia Eagles team theme song. By the way, NFL Draft yesterday. We'll have sports coming up at 7:50 this morning. That's going to happen in about 20-30 minutes from now. So, like Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Okay, you could sing that one. You have to learn the ukulele, apparently, for the Tiny Tim hit. The Tiny Tim bop of old. So, go Birds. Listen, the Eagles might have won the draft yesterday. I mean, it's pretty impressive when you're the defending NFC champions and you get as much talent as the Eagles did yesterday. It doesn't hurt that they had the extra pick from the trade with New Orleans. But, because usually when you're the defending conference champion, you're picking among the final two. But for the Eagles, they also had New Orleans pick, so. The Philadelphia Eagles, a.k.a. the Georgia Bulldogs. Hey, it doesn't always work this way. But, you know, Georgia's two-time defending national champions, so why not start grabbing folks off their roster? Oh, get off their screen. So, if I were to raise more than the goal, I will sing Whatever You Want. All right, sounds good, Austin. Yeah, check out Austin Tech 12 later on today. Let's see, anyone else joining? We saw Sizz, saw Raven right about the end of the hour, last hour. So normally we go up till 9 a.m. Pacific time with Sean under the weather. We're going to just do 2 hours today. Coming up at 1 p.m. Pacific time today, there is a show well after the show, which is our Patreon exclusive show. We're going to take a look at clips from the week. We can talk about sports. We can talk about superheroes. That is our topic of the day, by the way, if you're just joining us. You can tell us what your favorite superhero is. We've had Deadpool, a couple of Wolverine votes. We've had Spider-Man. I've learned that the appeal of Spider-Man is apparently kind of the every person that being Peter Parker is. You know, someone who wasn't a millionaire, wasn't an alien. I said millionaire. I mean a billionaire with Bruce Wayne. We talk about that, contrasting it to like Superman and such. So yeah, what is your favorite superhero? I'll try to share some superhero facts with you, but I will tell you the top 10 superhero games of all time. We could have done movies. We could have done in just general superheroes, but instead we're going to do best superhero games of all time. Considering that we're a morning radio show that talks about games, I thought that was an appropriate topic. So we'll do that coming up in about 5 minutes from now. Eagles now have 4 players from the 2021 historic Georgia Bulldogs defense. That's nuts. Hey, if the scouting's working, let it work. Let it work. Look, as my coach just said, Batman is the dark Iron Man. Yeah, so isn't Tony Stark also like a quadruple-aire and decides to basically make a whole bunch of superhero suits? I mean, what was the one, like, Batman ended up basically wearing an Iron Man suit when he fought Superman in Batman v Superman, right? I don't know what happened to our teammate there, but seemed to be a little MIA. Tony Stark is what would happen if Bruce Wayne had a personality. Wow, get wrecked, Bruce Wayne. I mean, George Clooney's version of Bruce Wayne had a personality. I believe Michael Keaton's did too. And if I'm being honest, I didn't dislike the Val Kilmer version. So, yeah. Yeah, Bruce is kind of dry. Dark and brooding is a personality. Yeah, that's right. Look, it's Maiko. This is my... You don't like my personality? I don't know if you know this, but Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered outside of a movie theater. That's some trauma, man. I will laugh, though, because I don't actually know the backstory of Tony Stark. Was Tony Stark's parents also murdered outside of a movie theater? Because then there would be way, way too many, like, coinkydinks between those two worlds. Iron Man started out because he was kidnapped by terrorists. Okay. But not as a kid, right? Or, well, kidnapped could allude to that. Was kidnapped by terrorists when he was a kid? Because if that's the case, yeah, we're talking way too many parallels between Batman and Iron Man. Oh, no! Okay. As I say, I can't believe they missed that shot. There you go. We're losers. It's a 7:24 West Coast time. It's 10:24 out east, and it's 3:24 for those watching GMS in the UK.
Sicky. A sick day. In the UK.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it very much. I am Hefty Goof. That is Sports.Gaming on the left side of your screen. In Puppet Pal form, big shout out to Rad Artisan, the one and only artist of Puppet Pals. Yeah, no one's ever made them before. It's just Rad Artisan. So, he was man-napped. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Adult napped? Maybe. All right, well, because if Tony Stark was actually kidnapped, like, that's not an insignificant thing. Let me see. Iron Man origin. 7:25. Tony Stark, wealthy son of industrialist and weapons manufacturer Howard Stark and his wife. Tony grew up as a genius with a brilliant mind for technology and inventions, according to Marvel.com, and naturally followed in his father's footsteps, inheriting Stark Industries upon his parents' untimely death. They were also murdered, just not outside of a movie theater. Okay. All right, yeah, I can see the parallels. Perfect. Nice job. All right, let's do list of the day. This is top 10 superhero games of all time. If you have a chance, go to our YouTube page. If you haven't subscribed already, I certainly appreciate that. But there's a new YouTube video out. It was our 5 questions GMS with Awkwardish Panda. If you could do a little thumbs up and comment on that, always appreciated very, very much. These days, writes Brian Shea in January of this year, box offices are dominated by comic book and superhero movies from Marvel and DC. Unfortunately, while superhero movies have improved dramatically over the last decade, superheroes haven't been as powerful in the realm of video games. In fact, nearly 40 years after the first superhero video game, many developers still struggle to create worthwhile experiences using some of the biggest names in entertainment. So here we go. These are 10 of the best superhero games of all time.
1, 0.
Infamous is number 10 on this list. Came out in 2009, was available on the PlayStation 3. A sole, non-licensed entry on this list, Infamous delivers a compelling original story starring Cole McGrath, a bike messenger given the power of electrokinesis after being caught in an explosion. So that's kind of like Spider-Man, just kind of everyday bike messenger. All of a sudden, boom! You get superhero powers. Did they use them for good? Maybe. It said it's a morality-based superhero debut. So, all right, what do you think? Infamous. It's number 10. 10 on this list.
9.
Number 9 is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Came out in 2006 for a variety of machines, all the way to the PSP. Incredible lineup of hero and villains for the Marvel Universe. The Ultimate Alliance allows you to assemble a dream team and dungeon crawl through several well-known locations in the Marvel Universe, crafting your own custom superhero team made for a star-studded Marvel stable, and it was beyond satisfying, and blasting through waves of enemies lives up to expectations. Yeah, even in this particular screenshot, you got Thor, Wolverine, and Captain America and Spider-Man fighting a guy who is green and looks like a scorpion tail or something like that. So, Marvel Super Ultimate Alliance, rather, is number 9.
8.
Number 8, 2022's PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, Marvel's Midnight Suns. I thought this wasn't out yet. Is Marvel's Midnight Suns already out? I thought that was coming out this year. I was wrong. Yeah, apparently it's already out. XCOM Civilization developer Firaxis Games created the title with Marvel. People were ecstatic, according to this. Possibility of playing through a strategy-driven adventure featuring heroes and villains, some of our favorites. The announcement of the card-based combat system may have made us tilt our heads in concern a bit, writes the author, but the team at Firaxis again demonstrated their mastery of the genre, delivering a satisfying system that had us craving more with each passing battle. What do we think of Midnight Suns? Anyone have a chance to play it? It's been out for a year? Huh. The reason I thought it was not out yet was because I was searching GameFly, and I thought it was coming out still. Is there a Marvel game that's coming out soon? Now I'm going to go into my queue. Yeah, I was perusing GameFly. I was like, oh, this isn't out yet. That might be one to watch out for, not for me, but for somebody. Yeah. Oh, for the PlayStation 4. That's why. Yeah, it comes out sometime this year for PlayStation 4, according to GameFly. That could also be very wrong. So, what do we think? Midnight Suns, worth it?
6.
Nope.
7.
There we go. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This for 2011, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Among the machines, Capcom took things to the next level with this crossover event. In 1994, Capcom released its first fighting game starring Marvel characters. They had X-Men Children of the Atom, and then 17 years later, followed up with the feature of characters in the Marvel Universe with some of their own. Crossover version reached its pinnacle in 2011 with Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of the Two Worlds. Ultimate expansion improved the experience with a ton of new characters as well as refined and reworked gameplay. I never played any of the crossover Mortal Kombat games, which, by the way, I believe it's heavily panned. The DC versus Mortal Kombat, a game from like probably 07, right? Maybe a little bit later. So it didn't translate very well. This one might have been better. Marvel and Capcom, who knows? Number 6 on this list
6
is Injustice 2 from 2017. So about 6 years back, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Ed Boon and his Mortal Kombat team have a long history with DC Comics. Oh, there you go. After creating Mortal Kombat vs. DC in 2008, Boon founded NetherRealm Studios, successfully rebooted the Mortal Kombat franchise in 2011. That is when things started to get better again. Boon's team released a DC Comics fighter called Injustice Gods Among Us. They use similar mechanics. And after marked improvements in Mortal Kombat X, they created Ultimate DC's comic fighting game Injustice 2. Is Injustice 2, though, like... Is that like a 2D side-scroller fighting game? Well, probably 3D, I would imagine. The screen cap, I can't tell. There's Wonder Woman fighting somebody. Number 5.
5.
Arkham Knight for Batman 2015. Rocksteady's third, and at this point, final. Again, this was written just a couple months back. In the Arkham series, the studio weaves a fascinating story around Batman and his fiercest rivals. Exploring an open Gotham City under attack from Scarecrow, it's thrilling. While the Batmobile may be a sore spot for some, it doesn't take away, according to this author, from the fact that Arkham Knight is Rocksteady at top of its game. Number 4 is Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. I've seen a lot of folks play this in the streamer sphere. It's fun to watch other people play it. These games are pretty well received ever since like the old Spider-Man days. Like with Spider-Man 3, we were talking about like the PlayStation 3 release, right? 2018 from Insomniac. The focus on the newer Spidey, Miles' combat adds new and fun wrinkles to the established old suite of moves, among other things.
3.
Number 3, Batman Arkham Asylum. This is 2009. Was this the original one? It didn't just demonstrate how to make a great comic book game, but it influenced several games with its perfected rhythmic combat. Before Arkham Asylum, no game ever made you truly embody a comic book character like Rocksteady's inaugural entry into the stellar series.
2.
Good morning and nice chat to Quiet I Am Gaming. Marvel's Spider-Man's number 2 on this list. From 2018, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC. Studio being known for its ability to craft imaginative gadgets and deliver supremely fun traversal to the Spider-Man franchise. Sony found a match made in heaven. Spider-Man excels with its web slinging and combat, but truly sets itself apart with storytelling. Insomniac delivers a narrative that says focus on Peter Parker and those around him as his alter ego. And number 1 on this list is Arkham City. So yeah, Arkham Asylum was 2009, Arkham City 2011. Listen, they clearly have something for the Batman Arkham series. Maybe strange to see 3 of the top 5 entries be dominated by DC's Dark Knight, but it's hard to argue Rocksteady doesn't deserve it. Following the runaway success of Arkham Asylum, many wondered if lightning could strike twice for Rocksteady. Thankfully, they did. Yeah, 2009 was the original. So, not only did it allow for greater player freedom in determining how the experience of the story would go, but it truly let Rocksteady flex its muscles with regard to Batman's various traversal options. So there you go. Top 10 superhero video game franchises of all time. That's from Brian Shea of Game Informer. Is there one that didn't make the list? Let us know in the chat. I don't know. I like watching people play them, so it clearly, superhero movies that can't suck me in, but superhero video games that can. Like, there's some sort of semblance of that. Some sort of credit due there. So, where is Barbie Horse Adventure? Barbie is bitten by a radioactive horse. Lucas Michael, quiet. I love you. The Arkham series was fantastic. Lucas Michael said Marvel Contest of Champions on the phones is fun. It's a mobile game. Quiet M Game said 3D models on a 2D plane. But was it a fighting game? Quiet? Huh. I didn't realize there was that many superhero like 1v1 fighter games. So, yeah. Austin's lucky I can't ban No, Barbie Horse Adventure was probably a fantastic game. Well, let Austin cook. Austin's doing good stuff. Get superheroed, said businesses. Yeah, I like watching people play superhero games. So, also, if you want to get into comic books, Marvel Unlimited is good. It's like $7 to access all of the comics. $7 monthly or one-time cost. Skeptical people want to know. All right, 7:35 on this morning radio show that plays games. I told you already. That today is National Superhero Day. I want to turn your attention to one thing, though, that's happening on the 30th, and you can actually donate now. Starting on the 30th at 7 a.m. Pacific time, though, Pea Soy Milk is going to be featured on the front page of Twitch. They're going to be raising funds for National Children's Alliance. So if you would like to donate now, you can by clicking that link. That'll take you to the Tiltify for Pea Soy Milk and give you more information. And we'll give a shout out too. So, boop, 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 boop. Stand by. I said stand by. Said stand by. There. That's where you can find Chi-Chi, which I don't think I realized that they changed their name. Sweetest Demi Boy on Twitch, join me in the Peace Soybeans for soft, comfy, and cozy streams to work, play, and fall asleep to. In fact, on right now. But yeah, this was pinned to their Twitter profile. It says on April 30th, 7 p.m. Pacific time, Pea Soy Milk and the Pea Soybeans will have a chance to be featured. So there you go. All right. Now you can proceed by going on with your day. I'm sitting by, said Austin Tech 12. Thank you. The whole reason I remember to say that is because I had it highlighted on my rundown above where I was going to tell you it's National Superhero Day. So here's some nationaltoday.com facts about Superhero Day. We're asking what your favorite superhero is. I'm still going to go Storm. Storm's pretty badass. So I'm going to stick with that one. And I don't think, I thought Halle Berry was great in the original X-Men. So I had no complaints there either. But I don't know Storm to the core. So if someone was like, Halle was awful, then I'd believe you, but yeah, Storm was an awesome character in the X-Men like beat 'em up game. Marvel employees created National Superhero Day on April 28th, 1995 to celebrate everyone's favorite superhero. And this is for superheroes only. We all know villains aren't deserving of their own day, writes nationaltoday.com. Still, the idea behind Superhero Day is to honor those who serve and protect while fighting evil. No matter who your favorite hero is, honoring the real or fictional people that inspire us is a worthwhile cause on April 28th. For the day, it's all about celebrating superheroes. It's no surprise the National Superhero Day was founded by Marvel Comics. If you don't know about Marvel, think about all those superheroes you loved growing up. We're talking about Spider-Man, Iron Man, Black Widow, etc., Captain Marvel. Those heroes are all from Marvel Comics. Did you know that the first superhero ever was created in 1936, named Phantom? Phantom. And started their own comic strip in a U.S. newspaper. This was the first known beginnings of a published superhero, and today there are hundreds of well-known heroes that everybody loves. So there you go. That is part of National Superhero Day. Again, it's also to recognize those who are like real-life superheroes. You know, people who are special to you. So, do that when you have a chance. It's 7:39.
You can news if you wanna.
Here's the story that we're tracking at this hour on this morning radio show that plays games. This is a story out of Australia where someone got unexpectedly delivered 150 bottles. Basically soda, but beverage bottles. It's a very bizarre story. This comes to you courtesy of Ben Hooper of UPI. Australian woman told a news station that they're trying to solve a mystery why hundreds of dollars worth of drinks, including Gatorade, Powerade, Coke, and Fanta, started showing up at their home. Person's name is Laura Rafferty, and said that the video sharing site TikTok posted on the video sharing site TikTok that bottles started arriving via DoorDash on April 22nd. They continued for several days. There was a total of more than 150 bottles when all was said and done. Rafferty said that they contacted the DoorDash folks and said that they could just keep the bottles. So they did. They kind of donated some to the North Bondi Surf Life Saving Club. But the identity of the person who ordered the drinks remains a mystery. She said the phone number used to place the orders has been disconnected. Quote, "It is such a bizarre thing. I'm still trying to find answers." Makes sense. What a weird scenario. What a weird scenario. I like how you got Coke and Fanta. Fanta's delicious, by the way. I probably like the orange soda better, but orange Fanta, pretty okay. Rogue was also an incredible X-Men, said Lucas Michael. Gambit 2. Cyclops was a less favorable superhero to look at Smyko, apparently. I'm trying to think, did I have an issue with Cyclops? Wolverine was pretty cool. I didn't ever like Wolverine's costume, though. That's the one thing, and I'm happy that in some of the X-Men movies, they made, jokes about Wolverine's outfit. Uniform? Costume? I don't know what you would call it. But yeah, never really liked the yellow and black motif. I mean, that would be a perfect topic for a morning radio show like ours. Is what's the best superhero costume? Because, like, Spider-Man's is just a suit, right? I mean, you could even go Edna Mode and be like, no capes. I mean, Batman's uniform, outfit, cost. I don't know what you could. It's got to be uniform, right? That was pretty cool. Especially Batman having so many choices. Whereas I never really liked Robin's. Robin's outfit, yeah. I do have to laugh. Like, if you think back to the Adam West Batman, those were some, we're just doing the best we can with what we have type of costumes. Batman! Good morning to KJ. It's great to see you. Sean is out sicky. So we're doing a 2-hour show today. We're going to wrap things up here in about 20 minutes. Now I'm going to jump on our Discord and play some Apex Legends. So if you are interested in playing Apex Legends with me, I'd appreciate it. It's a suit, not a uniform. Okay, who has the best super suit? Have you seen my super suit? Capes are bad for superheroes. It can get caught too easily. That's Edna Mode's whole thing. Yeah, if you're gonna listen to anyone when it comes to suit design, it's got to be Edna Mode. Edna knows. Edna Mode. That's a sick day. In the UK, we played that a couple of times. By play it, we've had Bob say it live a couple of times. All right, let's see if we can win a Rocket League game and call it a day with sports. Coming up next, we'll recap the NFL Draft Hockey Playoffs tonight. Your Seattle Kraken, a big game in its franchise history. So very excited about that. I've always been partial to Punisher, if I'm honest. Super simple, but pretty intimidating. Mike opened up the commentary on Superhero Day with saying anti-hero. Favorite one is Predator. Not Predator, Punisher. Predator is not in the superhero universe, right? Predator is neither a DC nor Marvel thing, right? I just remember, isn't there an Alien versus Punisher or a Predator video game or movie, even Endor movie? So they must be owned by the same, like, studio. Kind of like how I assume Freddy and Jason were, because they got started getting put into movies together. Or was that just like a, hey, we have made as many Nightmare on Elm Streets and Jason movies as we can. We need them to fight each other. Would you agree to let us borrow your IP? What do you say? I mean, we were talking about earlier, this day in gaming history, 1982, I think it was, how Donkey Kong and King Kong started their battle. I propose we get a badass Donkey Kong versus King Kong movie. What do you think? That'd be sick. You could have Donkey Kong on top of the Empire State Building, and that'd be like a level. King Kong's territory has been taken over. Although, I imagine that the scale, like Donkey Kong, is much smaller. But now that you've had, you know, the Mario Brothers movie, could you have Seth Rogen voice Donkey Kong? Being told in my ear there's a Predator comic, but it was a movie series first. Yeah, that was probably one of those things where they got done making the movie and like, you know, this was pretty well received. We could probably make it something else too. It is kind of nuts to think how many things become a comic book later, because you would think everything would start out as a comic book and then it would get, you know, adapted to TV since comic books are older, but they're still making brand new comic books as we speak, so that clearly can't be the case. I guess I would think that. Was Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator? Was that kind of during Arnold's, like, Conan heyday? Like, early, like maybe Terminator? I'm trying to think. I knew Arnold was in Terminator, but I never really watched the Terminator movies. Like, Terminator 2 was big when I was fairly young, like elementary age. And so I remember a lot of people were watching it, and like I wanted to watch it too, and I wasn't allowed to. But I'm trying to think, like my first like Arnold movie might have been like True Lies or something like that. Maybe Kindergarten Cop. So I don't have a whole lot of background on Arnold. Arnie was in Predator, played Dutch. There was a new Kong versus Godzilla. I saw that from But Why Though. Yeah. If you want to read more, you can do that there. I mean, the most recent King Kong versus Godzilla happened since we've been on the air, because I remember talking to Kate Sanchez from But Why Though about the most recent one prior to this new one that's coming out. Fantastic. All right. Cool. 7:48 West Coast time. 10:48 out east. It's 3:48 for those watching GMS in the UK.
Sicky. A sick day. In the UK.
All right, well, thanks for being here. It's been a pleasure. It is 7:48. I am Hefty Goof. We'll be back on Monday as well, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. Most days, everyone, if you can, again, throw in the Discord, ! Discord, and give Sean some love. Yeah, Sean, typically, when Sean's sick, can kind of, like, persevere a little bit. If I'm being honest with you, chat, come here, this is just between you and me. All right, ready? If I'm being honest, Sean's sickness, despite all of his clearly noticeable symptoms yesterday, Sean's sickness does coincide with the release of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so maybe he's not that sick. Maybe he just wanted to have the day off. I don't know. I'm just hearing things. Okay, so probably not true, but you never know. Just hearing things, rumors, been swirling around the office. All of the folks in the studio, every single one of them has been talking about maybe Sean's just faking it. I mean, Jedi Survivor's out. I'm just saying. Dungeon Master KJ says, when I spoke to him yesterday, he was not good. Like, did you see him, though? You said you spoke to him, but, like, did you see him in person? Just saying. I'm not really I'm not saying. I'm just, indicating it's a possibility. Sean is sick. Feel better. A little bit of, the old work. Shirking to play some Star Wars, eh? I support that. Is a new Star Wars game on Game Pass? I don't know. What I do know is it's 7:50. It's time for sports. Sports brought to you as always by King Gray. Find King Gray on the internet. All right, last segment. Did the Mets win? Let us know what you think. But yesterday was the NFL draft, and wow, your Philadelphia Eagles. The rich get richer, I suppose. Probably the most praised. I saw a lot of people give the Seahawks a ton of credits. Credit, of course, the Seahawks using the Broncos' number 5 pick. I ended up taking a cornerback out of Illinois, and then got a wide receiver at number 20. I did see one of my favorite folks who tracks the Broncos say that the receiver from Ohio State, I want to say is who they picked up around pick 20, was a very good pick, could be very valuable. So, but your Eagles, a slight trade up to is it Jaden Carter? Or Jalen Carter? Let me look. Yeah, Jalen Carter, the defensive lineman out of Georgia. I heard that many consider Carter to be the most upside in the draft, and so they traded one spot with Chicago. I've never understood the one spot trade, but basically it boils down to the team that's ahead of you. It's like, hey, we might pick him, or we hear that, right, Team X is going to pick him, so we'll trade with them, and then just jump up one spot to make sure you get the pick you wanted. So Eagles got Carter, and then with their own pick at 30 got Nolan Smith, the edge rusher, also out of Georgia. The only thing that I didn't like about the draft, and this is out of just strictly jealousy, is having the draft at the home of the Super Bowl champions when that Super Bowl champion happens to be out of your own division. Thank you, Eagles. If you could have just won that damn game, I wouldn't have to be sitting here looking at an equal amount of Lombardis on the Chiefs' mantle. I blame you. Yeah, Maiko says the Texans crushed it too. I thought this was a really smart strategy. So you go get their quarterback at number 2. And then they were able to trade with Arizona and move back up to number 3 and get the edge rusher that they wanted. I don't know if everyone considers Will Anderson the best edge rusher in the draft, but you trade your first round pick next year. You're picking second this year. Do you think you're going to pick second next year? Pick third next year? You hope not, right? So you can get 2 first-round players this year. That's the equivalent of having a first-round pick this year and next year. That's not a bad strategy. Arizona did a good job, too. They were able to trade that pick with the Texans, move down, and then eventually move back up for little capital with Detroit to get Paris Johnson, the offensive tackle, at 6. So I think the biggest one that I was surprised with, only because I listened to a limited amount of pre-draft chatter, was Bijan Robinson, the running back, being taken by the Falcons. So that one was the only one that was surprising. I heard Robinson going to the Eagles, maybe even to the Cowboys later in the draft. So, all right, let's get to the hockey.
Beep, beep, longer beep.
That's our hockey horn. Tampa Bay, your Quiet I Am Gaming. Tampa Bay Lightning, a 4-2 win over Toronto. Drew Mega's Toronto Maple Leafs still not yet a winner in the first round of the playoffs for some time. 2004, I think we established on the show. So the Maple Leafs will have to try to win on the road in Game 6 or win at home to close out that series. Tampa Bay fighting back from a 3-1 deficit. Meanwhile, your Vegas Golden Knights have closed out Winnipeg 4-1. That's probably the least surprising of the Western Conference series. Your New Jersey Devils, Mike O, have won 3 in a row after losing the first 2 at home to the Rangers. And now that series shifts back to Madison Square Garden. Devils will try to clinch it up. But here's the one we're looking at. Tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time, your Seattle Kraken try to get their very first postseason series win in their second year of existence, and will try to close out the defending Stanley Cup champs in Seattle, and hopefully for me, give me more access to playoff games. We asked you, did the Mets win? KJ said yes. I don't know if I saw any other guesses. The Mets did win. They beat the Nationals 9-8 yesterday. Your New York Mets are 15-11. And are they in first place? They are not. They're 2 games back of the Atlanta Braves. Pirates lead the Central. Diamondbacks 1 game up on Chris M.E.'s Los Angeles Dodgers. Oakland beat the Angels on the west side of Los Angeles, near Anaheim, but not quite as east as Orange County. Angels 8-7. The Angels beat Oakland, I should say. Yeah, we're out of time. There you go. That's your sports. Sports brought to you as always by King Gray. Find King Gray on the internet. All right. Going camping this weekend for KJ. I hope you have a fantastic time doing that. I have a pretty chill. I don't have any sports this weekend. I'm helping with an event tonight. We have my son's running a 1.5K tomorrow, so doing that, which will be interesting. I was never one for running. My son loves it, so we're gonna go take him to do that. And Sunday, it's Sunday, I'm going to the winery. So yeah, I'm having a pretty mellow but also awesome weekend. So I'm pretty excited about that. New Star Wars game on Game Pass. Go Birds. Texans crushed it. Wait, did they have the draft in Kansas City because they won the Super Bowl? No, they had it in Kansas City because they were planning to have it in Kansas City. And it just so happened that the Chiefs had won the Super Bowl. The Lions, Detroit is up next year. Good morning to Robbie. Nice chat to you. Go Rangers just to make it exciting. Work for KJ. Fly, Metsies fly on the war to victory. No XFL news? No. Semifinals this weekend. Thank you, Rob. All right, that's gonna do it. We're gonna leave. We will send you over to we'll go say hi to Red Rum. Red Rum is playing Resident Evil 4. So pretty short show, not Mike's super short show. That was a different thing. That was on Disney Channel. Be sure to check Look, It's Mike O streaming on Sunday, Austin Attack 12, and IMJF Down streaming later today. The Element of One likely streaming later today. Hey, it's Brendan streaming tomorrow, and many, many others that I probably missed. Again, April 30th, help Chi-Chi raise funds for the National Children's Alliance. Help Austin Attack 12, build a cover album. Join Geeks and Grounds from Kim Chica. Whole bunch of good stuff. So there you go. It's great to see you. You're all awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me. I am Hefty Goof. We send you over to mature audiences with Red Rum. That's not how you spell mature. That is. And we'll see you again on Monday for more Gaming Morning Show on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Goodbye!
Oh, for you. Now the sun is shining bright, the stars come out.